Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about a question that seems very simple at first glance, but is actually quite fascinating. Why is paper cup paper white? Have you ever thought about it? After all, the natural color of paper is much closer to brown. So why are most of the paper cups we see every day in coffee shops, restaurants, and cafes white? The first answer that usually comes to mind is, because it looks cleaner. That answer isn't wrong, but it isn't the whole story either. White does reinforce the perception of cleanliness. The human eye can spot even the smallest stain or contamination much more easily on a white surface. That's why white is widely used not only for paper cups but also throughout the food industry, in packaging and production environments. However, appearance is only part of the reason. The white paper used in paper cup manufacturing is produced by processing cellulose fibers through a series of specialized treatments. The goal is not simply to change the color. It is to create a surface that is suitable for food contact, ideal for high-quality printing, and capable of meeting the required physical performance standards. In other words, the whiteness of the paper is not just an aesthetic feature, it is also an important part of its engineering. There is also the printing aspect to consider. Imagine trying to print the logo of a major global coffee chain on a brown paper surface. How do you think the colors would look? Bright colors such as red, yellow, and other light tones appear much more vivid and accurate on a white background. For this reason, white paper also allows brands to reproduce their corporate colors much more faithfully. So why have kraft-colored paper cups become so popular in recent years? The answer is simple. People tend to associate natural-looking products with environmental friendliness. Interestingly, however, a kraft-colored cup is not necessarily more sustainable than a white one. In many cases, the only real difference is its appearance. Inside, it may still use the same barrier coating technologies as a white paper cup. In other words, you cannot judge the environmental impact of a paper cup simply by looking at its color. Having worked in the paper cup industry for many years, I can confidently say this. Judging the quality of a paper cup by its color is like judging the quality of a car solely by its paint. What truly matters is the quality of the paper, the structure of its fibers, its basis weight, its coating, and the manufacturing standards behind it. These are the factors you cannot see, but they are the ones that determine how the cup actually performs. Perhaps that's why most people only notice the color of a paper cup. But once you start looking at it through the eyes of a manufacturer, you begin to see the cellulose fibers, the coating, the printing process, and the dozens of manufacturing steps behind the finished product. That's one of the most fascinating aspects of the paper cup industry. What appears to be an ordinary everyday product actually represents a remarkable combination of engineering, material science, and manufacturing expertise. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.